Now we're going to use special multiplications to help you do certain types of math problems in your head. Now, 50 squared is pretty easy to do in your head. That's 5 squared, and then you add 2 zeros, so that's 2,500. 51 squared is a little bit harder, but we can break up the 51 into 50 plus 1 squared, and then treat this as a binomial. I won't use expansion boxes, but I'll work out what the results would be. This would be 50 squared plus 50 plus 50 plus 1. And you can work that out on your own with expansion boxes and see if that's correct. Now it's pretty easy to add these in your head. 50 squared, as we saw, was 2,500. 2 50s is 100, so that makes 2,601. So this would be 2601, 2,601. For 49 squared, we can do the same thing. We can take 50 minus 1 squared, because 50 minus 1 is 49. Treat this as a binomial, and then work out the product. So this again would be 50 squared minus 50 minus 50 plus 1. And we can work that out in our head too. 50 squared again is 2,500 minus 100, so that's 2,400 plus 1, that's 2,401. For 62 squared, it's just a little bit different. So we'll take this as 60 plus 2 and square it. So this will be 60 times 60 is 3,600. 2 times 60 is 120. So we'll add 120. And then we'll add 120 again. And then we'll add 4. Now it's a little bit harder, but we can still do these in our head. This is 3,600 plus 120 is 3,720 plus 120 is 3,840 plus 4 is 3,844. And then finally, 28 squared. 28 can be written as 30 minus 2. And 30 squared is 900. 30 times negative 2 is minus 60. And then minus another 60. And then plus 4. And let's do this in our head. So this is 900 minus 60 is 840. Minus 60 is 780. Plus 4 is 784. Now I'd like you to try these next 4 in your head, and I'll get you started on the first one. Think about writing 90 as 90 plus 1, and then square that, and then see how much of this you can do in your head. And you can check these out on your calculator, so I'm not going to go through all of the math, but just to give you the answers. This is 8,281. This is 6,241. This would be 1,681. And this would be 1,521. Now once again, 50 squared, we know, is 2,500. But 51 times 49 is a little bit harder. If we break up each, or rewrite each of these numbers the following way, 50 plus 1 times 50 minus 1, that's 51 times 49, and then use the product of a sum and a difference trick, Well, 50 times 50 is 2,500. And then we square the second part and subtract it, so that's minus 1. So the answer here is 2,499. 2,499. With 62 times 58, we can break that up into 60 plus 2, that's 62, times 60 minus 2, that's 58. And when we multiply these together, this is just going to be 60 squared, that's 3,600, minus 4, and that equals 3,596. 3,596. 14 times 16 can be broken up into 15 minus 1 times 15 plus 1. And 15 squared is 225 minus 1. So this will be 224. Now I'd like you to do the remaining 3 problems. Try to do them in your head. If you have to write them down, just write them down. I'll get you started on the first one. This will be 20 minus 1 times 20 plus 1. And see if you can do that in your head. And then let's do these others. Stop the video, work them out, and then start the video for the answers. All right, so let's create a little bit more space, and then we'll work these out. So 20 minus 1 times 20 plus 1. That's going to be 400 minus 1. That's 399. 41 times 39. That's going to be 40 plus 1 times 40 minus 1. That's going to be 1,600. That's 40 squared minus 1. So that's going to be 1,599. 81 times 79 is going to be 80 plus 1 times 80 minus 1. That's 6,400. That's 80 squared minus 1 is 6,399. So there's how you can use the squaring of a binomial or multiplying a sum and difference to do some math problems or arithmetic problems in your head.